So I'm Andrew and this is Sonny. We're from Cubed. We're going to talk to you about attribution, Cubed as our proprietary attribution platform. A little bit of background because Simon's talked an awful lot about Cubed, so just give you a little bit of history. And then we're going to talk about a byproduct of our attribution platform, which is segmentation and personalisation, which is a really hot topic with an awful lot of our clients right now. Got to ask Flora how to use this. That works great. So Cubed is part of Yard. Yard 16 years old, and we've been delivering actionable insight to companies like British Gas, Sainsbury's Bank, and Sage for over those 16 years. And we've always come at insight from a data-driven background. And early on, Stephen and Paul, our founders, came to the conclusion that if we could track customer interactions and journey, what the consumers were actually making the tipping point for them to create a sale or whatever it might be, that would be insight that would give our clients a competitive advantage. So Paul, having a data science background, started to build Cubed, which after many iterations and crowdfunding from Welsh Gov, is now a very robust platform which is helping power many of our clients' marketing strategy. So what is Cubed? Cubed is a software as a service platform. We can have it implemented within a week, and within 5 to 6 weeks you could be seeing actionable insight. So Cubed it uses data science, so we have machine learning and a sophisticated attribution model, which actually uses a neural network. But essentially what that means is Cubed will deliver the insight which will allow our clients to spend their marketing spend as efficiently as possible to have the biggest ROI and grow market share, as Simon has alluded to with Love Honey. Quite crudely, what Cubed can do for you in 4 different areas. The first one is accurately attributing where the sales are taking place. So what elements of your marketing budget that you're spending is driving return on investment. And then harnessing that machine learning element to really improve performance with predictive modeling, taking that predictive modeling and using it with SEO and PPC to really make sure that you're targeting accurately and with confidence in those areas. And then lastly, something that we don't really talk about in the first instance with attribution is our segmentation tool. So Cubed has out of the box a segmentation engine, which if used correctly can really drive personalisation. Now personalisation it's a conversation that I'm having so much with our clients and prospects. For those of you that don't know, personalisation is the use of using data to deliver personalised and targeted messaging and content. And some of the stats behind personalisation at the moment are just they're too good to ignore. But personalisation is around us every day, whenever we're shopping, whenever we're going on. Amazon, fantastic at it. This is what I see when I go on to Amazon. And obviously when you guys go on, you'll see something completely different. But I don't think it's going to be a surprise when I say that 91% of consumers are more than likely to shop with brands that offer recommendations and offers that are relevant to them. But the stat that did surprise me was 63% of consumers said they would stop buying from brands that used poor personalisation tactics. I was really surprised by this, but I probably shouldn't be, because as Tim alluded to, he's working with a DIY client. I went onto a DIY site to try and buy some stuff, put it all in a basket, came back the next day, nothing had saved, had to research it all again. I was pretty grumpy, so yeah, I probably wouldn't use them again. So it shouldn't be surprising, but if we can use personalisation, then the gains are huge. I mean, to reduce customer acquisition by 50%, when we're talking about, if we could do that, that's fantastic. Whilst increasing marketing spend efficiency by up to 30%, So these stats they're really impressive. What do you need to make personalisation work? So you do need the data, and this is something that eludes many of our clients, but good quality data to build those enriched buyer profiles or segments. Data-driven signals, so when a customer is on their journey, to be able to drive signals to then load the correct content, to be able to maximise the opportunity that you have. And brands that can streamline this and integrate it automatically really stand at the moment to separate themselves from the competition. Yeah, so just talking about data and how data is an obstacle. In fact, with Cubed, we can put a solution to you in that. So what Cubed has, and I'm not going to go into this too much because Sonny's going to talk about propensity and how that can be used, but Cubed has a propensity. So whenever a consumer is shopping, whether that's on a mobile or on the device, we will sync the information and we will create a propensity score, so a percentage of how likely that consumer is to convert a goal. Now that might be buying something, it might be signing up to a newsletter, but at any one time, you will be able to know at what percentage someone is most likely to complete a goal. So at that point, I'll hand over to Sonny, who'll show you how that can happen in Cubed.
Cheers. Yeah, so we're going to take a quick look at Cubed's approach to segmentation, the tool that we use for that, as well as some of the data. And important for us is the external use of that data in external processes from outside of Cubed and in external systems. But very quickly, what are customer segments? So they're effectively groups of customers with shared characteristics. Typically, we look at sort of demographic information, but also behavioral data and that sort of stuff. So I guess in this example, if a customer met condition A, B, and C, and that was the logic around this customer segment, they would form a member of that segment and exist in that intersection. Why do we do customer segmentation? I think Andrew's done a lot of the legwork here. Personalization, it allows us for targeted marketing messaging, so sending marketing which consumers are going to better respond to and they're more receptive to. And yeah, all aimed at obviously increasing customer loyalty and the customer experience. But also there's some things we can do in there around, I guess, budget optimization, which we'll look at. So I'm going to show you very quickly how we build customer segments in Cubed. So the options here are quite simplistic, just because of what they're doing. We're basically creating rules and grouping together rules for customers for customer segments. So we can see there the top is spend over £900. That's a lifetime revenue amount. Purchase less than 30 days since last sale, and the interesting one I want to show you is the propensity score. So if we take a quick look at how, I guess, these rules are built, what we can see here is we've got a propensity score, which is the likelihood a customer is to purchase, and we're saying if they're greater than 70% to purchase not any item but silver jewellery, they would meet the condition of this segment. Yeah, so in this example, we can see now we've grouped together the conditions using AND logic. So if a customer had spent over £900 purchased in the last 30 days and they were 70% likely to buy a silver jewellery product, they would form part of this segment. And just showing you very quickly here, we can do different things around the logic, right? So it's a slightly different example here using some sort of OR statements, but there's a whole host of things that we can do in there to create complex segments. These are some of the data points that we use for the segmentation. So we've got around 40 at the moment, but we are working with customers to kind of pinpoint new and interesting data points that we have within Cubed from external systems to supplement the data that we already have here. But great, okay, so we can create our segments within Cubed. We can report on them. Customers in real time are leaving and joining segments, but what can we kind of do with that data from a personalization perspective? In this example, we have a customer joining or viewing a website. At the same time they're interacting with the website, not only are we finding our Cube tags for sort of behavioral and activity data, but we're actually we can fire off a request to the Segments API, where Cube will search for any segments that that customer belongs to, and critically it will deliver that information back to the page and that data in 0.02 seconds. So pretty kind of real-time stuff. From here, we can send the data to something like Google Optimize, where we can look to optimize the page, change banners, create, you know, custom discount codes, re-merchandise the page, anything which is, you know, we deem effective to, I guess, enhance sort of the personalization and boost conversions. And then we would obviously serve that that page or that new sort of experience to the customer directly. Similar example here using Klaviyo. So yeah, we're not really returning the data back to the page there, but what we can do is send off emails. Now this could happen in real time, but I think the appetite from our customers and the people who are looking to use this at the moment is to use this on like a batch process basis. So maybe at the end of the day, at the end of the week, or every few hours, set up some rules within Klaviyo and send off emails around the kind of products that we believe that a customer is likely to convert for purchase. And it's the same, slightly different now with Google Ads. So we can retarget customers we think are likely to purchase given products based on those propensity scores. But also what we can do is optimize the budget. So if we believe that there are customers who aren't likely to purchase for whatever reason, maybe, you know, they've got low propensity, or they've already purchased, or for whatever reason, we can kind of re-optimize that budget by putting it elsewhere, or just pulling back from that particular user if we can identify them. And exactly the same circumstance on Meta, where we're currently building an API with their Audiences API to do some intelligence or remarketing on Facebook and Instagram. So that's kind of it from me. I'm just going to give a quick summary. So we can build the customer segments natively in Cube using some of the, I guess, intelligent and unique data points that we have. And we can extract those data points to external systems where we believe the real value is in the application of this data. For targeted marketing messaging, intelligent retargeting, and budget optimization. But a key thing we can do from within Cube now is A/B testing. So Simon's mentioned obviously a lot about, you know, potential pushbacks within an organization and trusting the data. We are asking people to take not so much a leap of faith, but we're challenging the norm. And we anticipate A/B testing being a way to sort of, I guess, overcome those initial challenges. Any questions?
So with the segmentation,
yeah,
I'm trying to piece it together here because there's a couple of you said already, not particularly technical. Are you coming to the customer with some set segmentations that exist and you're going to say, well, you fall within these, or is it all fresh data that you need to get from the customer? Do you see what I mean? Is it like something pre-modeled?
Yeah, so it would depend, right? If we can identify the customer, if they're a previous customer, maybe they log in,
yeah.
Or we have some identifier for them, then we can pull on historical data relating to that customer, because when we make the request to the Segments API, we also send the ID,
yeah,
identifying that customer.
Sorry, when I say customer, I didn't mean end user, I meant whoever's on your SaaS.
Yeah,
like,
we would.
See what I mean? I don't know if I'm, because I'm not taking
like default audiences.
Yes, are you setting the default audiences? Thank you very much.
Yeah,
yeah,
is there a default audience where, like, if someone had a product view, we can all of your clients will have a product view audience, or is it a case of you build them all?
We build all the segments.
Yeah.
You build all the segments customly, you know.
So essentially, we build goals. So each client will have goals.
Yeah.
And then the segmentation, the propensity is built on how likely somebody is to convert on that goal.
Right.
And from there we can then segment.
What drives the propensity? The like must buy.
Yeah, it's the like.
Is it we're putting those rules in?
So it's basically the activity that we see. So whether it's online or web.
So I mean, are we defining someone's likely to buy if they've done this activity?
Yeah,
we're already doing modelling in house, and then we're putting.
No. So the propensity is effectively the underlying metric of all of the kind of the value that we attribute to a customer. So the incremental propensity scores and incremental increases or decreases in those are how we do the channel attribution.
Just taking what you learn in the attribution modelling.
Exactly, yeah. The propensity score is the kind of underlying key metric to it all.
Okay. And when we say customers, is that prospects as well, or just existing customers?
Yes, prospects as well. Yeah.
with the segmentation, could a customer fall into multiple audiences?
Yeah, sure.
Would you then prioritize? So say you're using Google Optimize over target, you've got two different optimizations.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think.
How does it manage?
I mean,
decide which one to do it.
From our perspective, we return the data to the page, any customer segments that the user belongs to. It's then kind of up to our end users, you know, yourselves or whoever, to kind of do that optimization piece based on your understanding of, you know, your own customers or the market. Like, we're not going to
make sure we're not doing multiple tests on potentially the same page.
Yeah, I think the key bit is we're going to provide you the data of the customer segments. What you do with that would kind of be down to your domain knowledge or your business knowledge, you know. So yeah, however you set it up in Google Optimize or whatever tool you're using would be how it plays out.
Okay.
But we could return, obviously, customer ID, 10 segments, 20 segments. It's up to you to prioritize those.
Yeah, so a customer ID could fall into multiple segments.
Sure, yeah.
It'd be up to us to try and work out the correct test the correct Google Optimize test to run on.
It would, yeah, sure.
So sorry, just for my understanding. So in that example, you might say, right, we want to target people with a high lifetime value. Therefore, if they fall into two segments and one of them is high lifetime value, then we'll make those decisions. Or we want to target a quick spend, and then we'll.
Exactly.
So it's your business goals that are going to determine that, and therefore you can't set those.
Exactly. Yeah. And there would be no point in us doing that, right? Because you guys are the experts within your own businesses, and you ultimately have that sort of domain knowledge and your customer knowledge. We're just giving you the data to facilitate the optimization piece.
I've seen a lot of success with it because that's quite real time, 0.02 seconds. You can literally use that as the customer's going through the journey kind of thing. Like if you know that this propensity wise this person's going to drop off because he's added to basket and then has gone to a help page, you could literally at that point give him a call us icon to, instead of going through 20
discount code or anything.
Or discount code, something like that. Have you seen a lot of success with it in that case? Like
I mean, we're waiting for results from our customers. This is quite a new tool,
right, okay.
Which is, I guess, why we're speaking about it. But yeah, we're waiting for, I know Love Honey are really keen to get going with it for the A/B testing piece as well. That Simon was talking about, the confidence across the business. But yeah, we're waiting for sort of feedback because obviously there's that, you know, that learning and testing phase before we can.
Sounds like there could be some quick wins of like when you can measure potential risky drop-offs, even retention. If you know someone's got like with insurance, you know someone's got an insurance and they're on the website but they're not renewing, you could put that in a risky drop-off audience and deliver the correct content.
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was not going to agree. I think that's advertising. I think the guys were saying at the moment the appetite for that immediate real-time response, we've not seen it yet, but just identifying it is a step towards it at the moment. It's slightly longer term. But yeah, the idea of it being that fast is that you can respond that quickly.
Yeah, technically we do deliver the data back to page that fast. Technically though we do already deliver that data that fast. It's
it's available. Clients aren't yet using it, but we know that quickly that it can be done.
That's interesting. Can it connect to other? We're bringing in a CDP ourselves. Can it connect to those? I suppose it's just we just deliver the audience from that CDP. It connects to your CDP with the same audience name. Just work this time. Never mind. I've answered my own question.
Thank you for that. Great help.